refuse to make it possible for them to defend their policy as a government, and if they believe that this is going to stop the Democratic Party in one way or another, then they have another thing coming for them. It only strengthens our position as to the inability of government to deal with the matters that are affecting the people of St. Martin. In Wednesday's Central Committee meeting, another display of total disregard for the people and the Island Council and the representatives of the people in the Island Council. During a meeting where members of government sit, say nothing, come with a contingency of advisors, tell the members of this faction that the department heads are going to answer. Department heads sitting right there, sector directors sitting right there, and we're not allowed to give one word of clarification, explanation to the questions asked by the faction of the Democratic Party. So we will now ask for a meeting of the Central Committee to answer the questions which we posed in the meeting of yesterday, because we have absolutely no confidence in government that anytime soon the meeting will be called. Clearly, the reason for the government faction and those supporting the government, clearly their refusal to sign for this meeting had to do with the fact that two members of government are not here and have given the instructions for the other members of government not to sign up and not to say anything and not to give any explanation to especially the people of St. Martin who out there are asking where do we stand with the budget for 2010 for the island territory. So again, it is not going to stop here. In fact, regardless of what we do here on St. Martin, ask or do not ask, the situation of the budget of St. Martin, the island territory of St. Martin, is already at the level of the kingdom government, and we are going to see what that is going to bring on the people of St. Martin because of the inactivity and inability of the government of St. Martin to deal with matters. One of the things that came to the forefront in the answers that we received from the Executive Council of St. Martin is that between the two halves of 2009, so from January to June and then July to December, the cost of government travel has increased with 50%. With 50%. Yet, the government for a meeting like this, several members of the government, notwithstanding what is transpiring on St. Martin, have absolutely no issue with not being on the island, some to go open an office somewhere and the other to do I don't know what. But again, the matter is not going to go away, and this meeting is going to have to be called by the Lieutenant Governor as soon as possible again, so the government of St. Martin, they can run from the press, they can accuse the press of turning their words and saying what they did not say, but the fact remains that you can't run forever.
Is there any course you can take based on the ERNA to deal with what's going on here? Because we had 3 members of the Executive Council present, the coalition present and not signed in. I mean, they were physically here. Is there anything under the ERNA that provides for such a situation? Because it's not the first time we've had such a situation where members were present but not signed in.
Not really a course of action. It is pretty much in the hand of the chairman of the Island Council, and where he, as he indicated, will have to call this meeting again as soon as possible. If there is no quorum, then he has to call a 3rd meeting, and in the 3rd meeting, regardless of how many members show up, the meeting will be held, so these agenda points will have to be dealt with. Clearly, it is government's hope that by the time we get that far in the process, they would have come up with some solution for the budget of the Island Territory 2010.
Do you think the refusal to sign in today has to do with the fact that government may, based on the the budget that you